Welcome everybody to another PHP tutorial. This one is going to cover a very important step, and that is to edit data in your database, excluding the ID of course, but that goes without saying. Sometimes you need to edit a specific ID in the database, and if you watch my other two videos you would understand what I just said. There we go. Okay, I won't use that term too much because I know a lot of you are just viewing this for the first time, seeing how to do other stuff from other websites, so I'll try to explain everything. Alright, so got our other fields, and I did add something to the first form that I'm going to show you guys on the when it spits out our dynamic list in general. Here's what I added. Highlight it for you. There we go. So, if you can read it, which I'm assuming you can, it says A with a color of white, a ref, test area.php question mark PID equals our ID. And then, of course, N the A after the text you write in, right? So it says edit. So every time it spits out a row now, it's going to spit out a button that says edit, and it's going to be able to call that ID in the URL. Let's say localhost / test area.php question mark PID equals 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. You know, you get the picture. So you had to add that in to be able to click something on the page to edit that specific ID. And it has to, of course, be in this while loop, because that's the specific row that you're getting that information from. Matter of fact, I added a cell up here because we were adding a cell down here. See? So you got to keep adding cells on your top part of your dynamic list as you add cells down here, just to keep it nice and even. Okay, so that's what we did up there, and that's so we can have an edit button in each one of our I'll go ahead and show you the edit button. Go, right there. There's our edit button. And see? Right there in that URL. Yeah, now you see it. It's right there. It says Keen Web Consulting, or Keen Consulting, test area.php question mark PID equals 1. See? And we have 2 in here. We're going to edit. And this course says test area.php question mark PID equals 2. See? That's why it's in that while loop. So it'll always pull the ID from that specific row. That should be a good explanation for you, right? Okay, so now let's get to the new blocks. Okay, you know me, asthma. Gotta take a deep breath. Okay, so this form, what this little block is going to do is parse the form data and add the inventory item into the system. That's not the good one to show you first, because really when you hit the edit button you want to see what happens when you hit that edit button. So we're going to go ahead, skip that one for a second, and go down to here. This gathers the product's full information to insert automatically into the edit table below. You can see the edit table down here, but you can't see it out there. I will show you why in a second. Right? Matter of fact, right now. This is why you can't see it. It's going to go here, and it says form hide equals, and it's a style insert into the form. It says visibility equals visible. The thing is, the only time this block is going to execute is when you have clicked on one of these edit buttons. See, because at the bottom it says else this form hide equals style visibility colon hidden semicolon. So basically it inserts a style right here into the form. I was trying to be clever, keep it out of the way. So I'll show you right down here Ooh, it's kind of crappy right there. Give me a second. Come on. Expand. There we go. I'll show you right here. See how it says PHP echo ename? That's this one right here. Then PHP echo ecat inside the value of the text fields. And this one is just inside the general value of the text block. Yeah, so highlight this one. That's just in the text block and text area. Or text area and text area. It's just inside of there. It doesn't have a value, so we just put it in there. Okay, so we could do the same thing for the picture, but we didn't. We have another separate test for that, so we don't have to worry about pulling the picture from the database. Matter of fact, we really couldn't do that. We'd have to pull a manipulated value, and we'd have to be kind of clever with it. So I don't feel like being too extrally too clever today. Let's just put it at that. Okay, back up here. So that's what I did there. Now let's open this if statement. If is set get PID. Now that PID I showed you just a little bit ago. Every time you float on that button, it says PID equals. So basically, if it's set, get. So that little clickable variable, it clicks on it, sends it, and that get grabs it. Get it? Got it? Good. Moving on. And after it grabs it, it says target ID equals the PID you just grabbed. And then you're going to go to the database and query the database and say select all from products where ID equals your target ID, which is that ID you just grabbed from the URL. It's all fitting in, isn't it? And of course, a limit 1, because we only want to pull one ID, and only one ID should match. If more than one ID matches, you got a crappy database, man. It's supposed to be auto-increment on the ID section. If you're not auto-incrementing, you got a lot of double, triple, quadruple data redundancy. It's horrible. We, so far, have been able to avoid the data redundancy. And since we can avoid it, we will keep doing so. Alright, so then it runs a count, of course, on the rows, on the product count. MySQL num rows, that. So it's looking to make sure that that's there, and then it counts the rows. So once it counts the rows, it says, hey, if it exists, in other words, if pcount is greater than 0, if something is there, then we'll go ahead and run through a loop where we will extract the data from the database. And if you want to have these two forms on the same page, remember, name your input fields differently on the name section, and also name your variables differently. If you do not name your variables differently, you will be pulling from the other block of code. If you're pulling from the other block of code, when you're actually adding it, it will try to edit it at the same time. It will be ugly. You're going to get errors. So always, always, always different variable names for different forms. Different name field names for different forms. Okay? Different names for different inputs and different names for different variables. Variables. Yeah. I got this. I do. Okay, so now, of course, we go through the while loop and try to bring that one item onto the field. Else, if we don't have that one item, then we're going to clear all the values. And also else if we didn't get a PID. If we didn't get a PID, or there were no values, if there's no... I can't talk today. I swear. I can't talk. Okay. If you didn't get a value from this count, and you didn't get an ID, then it's going to jump, of course, out of the loop and say else. That clears, that clears, that clears. That way you don't get any errors inside of your fields. And I hid the form. It's going to be hidden. It's out of the way. It gets it out of the way. It changes that little form hide to hidden. It's clever. It is. It's clever. The edit form only pops up when you need it. Think about it. Think about it. Just Okay. And then you got to close your MySQL at the last block, of course. See, I got rid of it from all these other blocks. Okay, so now that pulls the information from the database and puts it in here, if you're calling for it. So now we're going to parse it and update the database once you hit the update button. Right? Okay, let's get back up there. Yeah, there we go. Got ahead of ourselves, really. Okay, so if is set ename, edit name. See? The variable in the form is now ename. So that way it's not pulling from the one that just says name. Got it? So if it's set, it's going to go the PID, which you just pulled, equals this ID. The ename equals ename. The ecat equals ecat. Always make sure your variable names are different. And edetails, okay? So that's posting all the values that you edited, including the values that are already there, into the database. And this is how you update the products in the database. MySQL query, update, product set, name, ename, category, eCategory, details, edetails, where ID equals PID. Ta-da! And I'll show you how to get this ID. See, there's a hidden field that you can't see on here. See it? It's that one right there. Right there. I'm not going to click on it because it'll take us away from this code. But there's a hidden field in our form that is called this ID. And it is going to be our PID. Okay? So, where ID equals PID, which is this ID. That's where it's updating. Okay? And now we're going to update the picture if needed, if it's required. If it's not needed or required, watch. If file e-file field, see, I named it differently, TMP name is not equal to nothing. In other words, if it equals something, we'll go ahead and place the image like we did before, right? Open up. New name, pid.jpg. Move file. In other words, it has permission to overwrite the original file that you had in there for the previous picture. Right? That's what it's doing. It's not creating a new picture for number one. It's overwriting the old file with the new file. Because look, it's putting it right into the pictures, right where your other picture is, and if it's got the same name, it's overwriting. Okay, and trust me, you want that. You don't want to keep multiple pictures in your database and all that other junk. Okay, so else it's going to skip this completely and just go back to the test area and exit. Got it? So it doesn't necessarily do anything here. If it's not set, or if it's empty, if it is empty, it doesn't do this loop. If it's not even a loop. It doesn't do the if condition, and it'll just do that. If it's set and has something in it, it'll go ahead and do it and then go here. So it's not an if-else condition, it's just an if condition. If it's here, jump out. If it's not here, or if it's not here, skip it. If it is here, do it. Ifs are really simplistic animals. They really are. Okay, and I do believe I need to show you this now. Ta-da! Input name, this ID. Type, hidden. Okay, you don't want to see the field. It's hidden. It's just not there. Okay, so the name is this ID, so you can pull it up there as this ID. And the type is hidden. The value is PHP echo target ID variable, which is PID, which is gotten from the get. Gotten from the get. Got it. Get it, got it, good. It's not working, I know. That's it. That's all there is to it. I'm going to go ahead and shrink this down for a second, and then I'll show you how it functions. Okay, let's go back up. There's No, we'll go in order. Yeah, we started with this one. There's the first one, where it gets the variable and gathers the product's full information and puts it in the edit form below. Very small block, very small. But both of these are required for the edit form, so we had to do 2 blocks today. I know it might seem like a bit much, but here's the second block or first block, whatever you want to call it. Take a look at it. Really take a look at that SQL query. Make sure you got that down right. And I'll show you. I actually changed the first block up here, since you've probably seen this enough. Here it is. If is set post pname and is set post pcat and is set post details and file field temp name is not equal to nothing. That's what we had to do. That way, if any of these conditions aren't met, it won't try to plug a value into the database to begin with. This is our add form. This is what makes it add it to the database. So that's one we were looking for last time that we didn't have. So I kept having a little bit of difficulty with, and I just ended up giving up on it. But now it works completely perfectly fine. It will not submit until we put everything in. And since everything has a different name than our edit form, there's no issues. We have no conflicts. You don't want conflicts, because then data gets overwritten and then you end up with empty messages and whatnot, empty form fields or empty database fields, which look really odd. Trust me. You submit something and then all of a sudden this stuff is empty. All right, let's expand this all the way out to there and refresh this. Notice no edit form, although it says it's right beside it in the other thing. That's because if everything's empty, it's hidden, right? Okay, so let's just edit this one. Here's ID 1. We hit, see, right there on the bottom over there. It says test area.php PID equals 1. Hit edit. Bam. Changes the style and inserts everything there into the fields for you except for the image, because that can be really changed by you. If it's not changed by you, it skips over it, so we don't have to require that it's filled in on the edit form. I know we required that it's filled in on this one, on the add form, but not the edit form. Now this is going to be called they hate me, because they do. Look at them. They hate me. There we go. Any field you can update. These are already there, and it's going to skip that one, right? Update. Bam. Since these values were the same, I didn't change them. Like if you would have emptied them and hit submit, yeah, that we would have had some empty fields there. But since you didn't empty them out, they just updated as what they already said. Get it? Awesome. Okay. So we'll edit this one. Ta-da. And we'll... No, we don't want to change the picture, do we? We'll show you. We'll show you. But we're going to change it back shortly after. I like that picture. It's funny. Okay, here we go. We know that's JPEG. Or JPG, sorry. So we'll open that. Keep everything else the same. Update. Bam. Oh, hold on a second. There we go. What? One moment, please. That should have updated. Check out the... I have a feeling I know what I did. Oh, it's the form. It might be on the form. No, it's not on the form. Yeah, actually it is on the form. Okay, so... edit form. E-field. E-field. So it's probably in the... E-field. E-file field. E-file field. E-file field temp name. It's not equal to nothing. So it wasn't equal to nothing, and everything else was filled out. So it should have changed that picture. Oh, sorry. Ours is called product images. Let's try doing this. That might work. Did we do that on the other one? No, we didn't. It's not required. If file field, file field. Okay, we'll try it again. Okay, so we'll bring this guy back up. Choose a file. Give me that one. Open. Update. Oh. We were having issues. Our PID equals 1 equals PID. What we could do, we do have a PID here, so let's go ahead and take advantage of it and go space dot space. There we go. See how that works. Control save. I really don't think that's the issue though. But we'll give that a shot. Okay. Okay. Edit. Gotta be able to edit the picture. Choose this one. Open. There we got it. We'll keep the rest the same. Maybe take off one of these. Or take off two. We'll just have a single one. Update. Ta-da. And nothing. But it did go down to 1 exclamation point. So maybe we did not give our database permission to rewrite the name, which is obviously very problematic. Let's go see about our permissions here real quick. That's our usernames. Database. It's not create table. Product. Bookmark. Two. We got permissions in here. Permissions. Go to database. Or actually go back to this. What we have to do is go to database. Highlight the database. Actually, just check privileges. That's all you gotta do. Yes, 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 yes. Localhost. And privileges. Drop, reference, alter. Structure, data. Select, insert, update, and delete. That's it. It's got everything. Go. Yes. Localhost, global privileges. Maybe that's it. Data structure. It's got all privileges. So we don't have to do anything to it. Okay, so we're having a little issue, but I believe I can work through that and maybe next video show you exactly how that's going to be. It could be because it's on a local host and my computer doesn't want to give it permission to that kind of permission. It's like it's not an administrator. It's not running as administrator, or is it? I don't believe it is. I probably should have let it run as administrator. That way it could update what was in my exact file folder for this right here. It's there. Oh, maybe that's what I gotta do. Just delete all this stuff. I think it's confused. What was that doing? PID of 2. Refresh. What in the world? Why is that 2? Why is that 3? Should be 2. 2. Here we go. Refresh that. I don't know what happened there. I can't even tell you. So now we got it all arranged, okay? We'll try this one more time. I think it just has to do with my computer not wanting to update, really. So this is my general one. It's gonna get the Android. Picard uses Android. We'll put those back, and we'll hit update. Now, go to my folder, hit refresh in here. Ha ha ha. See, it's because my local won't refresh right away. See, it's still that one. Then when I refresh my local, there we go. You guys will not have a problem with this on your online database because it's not on your local computer. If you're following along on a XAMPP like this one, the only real way you're going to be able to get that to edit update like that is supposed to be able to usher the header, but since this won't update until you hit refresh on it. If you don't refresh this, then this image will stay the same. It's just how computers work. Well, just how Windows 8.1 works. I can't tell it to refresh inside the coding. Frustrating, right? So yeah, we're going to go ahead and edit this and put it back to the original photo. And then we'll show you what's supposed to happen. Okay? So, if I was to go back to So Much Win, open, and hit update. See, it only did that. So now we just do this. Hey, it updated. I have a glitchy system. I'm just going to blame it on that. I have a very glitchy system. Told him I had a glitchy system. You gotta look at me like that. Jeez. I can't win. Never ends. You know what? Guess what the other Picard says? See that? He knows. He knows. He knows what's up. Yeah. Those other two, they just hate me. Okay, so there's the code. It actually does work, just as is. I went ahead and got the PID like that because it's right there. The other one doesn't have it there because it's not right there. It's creating the PID. So, and I believe that one is uppercase. Is it? Or is it creating the PID? Oh, it's not. It's not creating a PID. So, oh yeah, right here. PID equals. Yep, it got it the same way. And that's the problem we had down here, is we didn't have it gathering it the same way. Right? Well, sue me, you know. I try, but sometimes I forget. That's why I wasn't updating. We fixed it. We made it work. It's like the $1 Million Man. Make him stronger, better, faster. Right. See? Then it hides the form again. I love that. There's the form. There's the form gone. Bing. There's the form. And it's gone again. Don't blame me for testing it. Gotta show the people how it works. They gotta know. Okay, so we're done. This tutorial's over. Likes are appreciated. Subscriptions are amazing. Come back for our next tutorial, which will be whatever I happen to decide, because I haven't really thought about it yet. Nope. I was having a little trouble even recording this one because my audio was all messed up. I found out what the error was, and now my audio is back. So you can hear what I'm saying. Yeah. See you guys later.